Hey guys, Ash here from C4 eTech, and I've finally managed to get my hands on a retail unit of the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I'm sure you guys have seen by now a lot of unboxings. So in this video, apart from the regular unboxing stuff, I'm also gonna take a little bit of a in-depth hands-on look at the latest flagship from Samsung. Hope you guys like this, what I'm trying to do here. If you do, please don't forget to turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. So let's go ahead and get started. So guys, this is the box the Note 10 Plus comes in. It's pretty stealthy with just the shiny S Pen and Note 10 Plus text to the top. The branding to the sides, it's almost invisible given the black on black. The price sticker here says 85,000 as the MRP. It sells for 80,000 though. This is the 12GB RAM, 256GB storage variant, Aura Glow, and the IMEI information that's here. Now to the back, we have the regular spec highlights. The cameras are pretty similar to what we've seen with the S10 Plus. We'll get to them in a bit. Let's cut through the plastic first. And now, the seal. Opening up the box, here's the Note 10 Plus. But before we take it out, the lid houses another box. This one has the SIM ejector pen, the regular paperwork, the region lock guide, warranty card, quick start guide, and so on. Note that the model number here, it is SMN975F. That's the Indian variant with the new Exynos chip. We then have a soft case to protect the Note 10 Plus from scratches and keep the back looking shiny. So here's the moment we've all been waiting for. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus, that's the Aura Glow variant. Removing the protective plastic off the back, Samsung's given us a pull tab now. This Aura Glow back, it looks different, it catches the light nicely, it's got a rainbowish hue going for it. The S Pen, it's blue, and we will get to the S Pen feature soon. Let's go through the rest of the box contents now. But before that, turning the Note 10 Plus on, putting it in its case, oh, it's got fingerprints already. Anyway, let's set it aside for the time being. Next, there's just a card. Below that, we have the 25-watt travel adapter. The Note 10 Plus does support 45-watt charging, but for that, we'd have to buy a 45-watt adapter separately. 25 watts should be fast enough for most people though. Despite sporting a huge 4300 mAh battery, the Note 10 Plus, even with the 25-watt charger, it's supposed to be able to go from 0 to 100 in just about an hour. Now that's nuts, right? Anyway, back to the box contents. We have the tool to pull out the S Pen tips along with a couple of replacement tips. I think we used to get more replacements in the past, didn't we? Now talking about what we used to get in the past and don't anymore, there's a Type-C to Type-C cable, and Type-C is the only way you can use wired earphones here. The included AKG earphones, they are Type-C as you can see. Now that's because the Note 10 Plus loses the headphone jack. The first Samsung Note phone to do so. Samsung was the last major brand who had been, holding on to the headphone jack for a long time now, and I guess we are done with it. On flagships at least. Samsung claimed they removed the headphone jack to include a higher capacity battery here, space constraints and so on. While I have mixed feelings about that, I am positively happy about the other removal. The dedicated Bixby key, that's gone. Bixby still exists and can be triggered by the power button. So by default, long pressing the power key triggers Bixby instead of taking you to the power off menu. To power off, you need to press the power and volume down keys at the same time and hold it. But the good thing here is you can switch the power key back to just powering off. So if you don't like Bixby, it's not so in your face anymore. I also like how Samsung lets us customize the double press action of the power key. Let us basically launch any app of our choice. So thank you for that, Samsung. While on the topic of buttons, let's take a quick look around the Note 10 Plus. There's nothing to the right where the power button usually is, as this power key along with the volume rockers, it's been shifted to the left. As of right now, I hate it. Sure, once I'm a little used to it, I'd probably end up not hating it so much, but after years of being used to a power key to the right on a gazillion Samsung phones, this is a jarring change. It is surely gonna take some getting used to. Now talking about placements, up top we have a SIM tray. This is of the hybrid kind, so microSD is an option here. We then have a secondary mic. The bigger hole, not sure what that is. Some claim it's the third microphone, but that wouldn't make much sense, for them to put two mics side by side. And also the third mic, it's here on the side of the camera. Some claim it's a second speaker, but covering it makes no difference to the audio output. Well, covering the earpiece, it actually does. So I'm kind of not sure what this is. I will let you guys know once I actually figure that out. Or if you do know what it is, let me know in the comments below. So coming back, to the bottom we have the primary microphone, USB Type-C port, speaker and the S Pen. Just like last year, the S Pen has a battery built in, but remember that's only for the wireless S Pen features that we'll get to in a bit. The regular S Pen writing features, that does not require charge. Now to the back, we have a quad camera setup. Two of these cameras are straight out of the S10 Plus. The primary 12 megapixel sensor with a variable aperture f1.5 and f2.4, this continues getting excellent shots with great dynamic range. Sure, the saturation is typical Samsung, but pictures, they turned out really beautiful. There is optical image stabilization here, and Samsung has included a dedicated night mode too. That's pretty useful. See these low lights side by side. The wide-angle camera, that is also right out of the S10 Plus. It's a 16mm f2.2 ultra-wide here. Here are side-by-side shots with both the regular and ultra-wide. As you can see, the Note 10 Plus can get a lot into a single frame. It's about 123-degree field of view. Then there's the telephoto. Now this camera, it's been slightly improved. The sensor's the same, 12 megapixels, just like we saw with the S10 Plus, but the lens, it now has a f2.1 lens. It's still optically stabilized. The one on the S10 Plus was f2.4. This theoretically means under some low light conditions where the S10 Plus it would switch to the primary 12 megapixel sensor and crop in, the Note 10 Plus, it would continue to shoot with the actual telephoto camera, getting you better results. The images here, as you see side by side with the regular camera, they turned out quite nice too. The fourth one, it's a time-of-flight 3D VGA camera. It's used for AR purposes like this. I don't know how much I'd actually end up using it, but hey, it's there. TOF sensors are all the rage these days, and I'm happy Samsung's included it. As far as video goes, we get up to 4K at 60 FPS again. So this is 4K 60 FPS, and at 4K 60 FPS you can't really zoom in or switch sensors. There is stabilization, but this is optical. There's no electronic stabilization here. Now 1080-60 gets you a lot more stabilization. The video stabilization option is on, but this still doesn't get you the super steady option. So this is 1080-60. Let's now switch to super steady. So now this is the super steady mode. It gets activated only at 1080p 30 FPS, and here you can either shoot with the wide angle camera or the regular camera. You still can't use the telephoto, but there is a lot of cropping, which is why I guess Samsung has actually made the wide angle camera available here, because the kind of field of view you get here with the wide angle, it is quite close to what you would get with the regular sensor without super steady. And that's to be expected given how the algorithms work. And this is the new Note 10 Plus feature. It's live focus video, and for me personally, I find this a little bit fake. I don't get the edges right. You can blur it a little bit more if you want to, but the edge reduction is a little iffy. But that's how it's been for live focus, even with Huawei phones and stuff. But then it is a nice little feature. Talking about Huawei features, Samsung's taken another page right out of the Huawei playbook. So this one, hey, we've seen this, right? And this is another fun little option. They call it Clutch. This is live focus video to the front, and the front camera gets pretty much the same options. And regular selfies, portrait selfies, we have a 10 megapixel f2.2 camera for this. These seem to turn out alright. Not pixel quality of course, but quite good nonetheless. One thing I'm a little disappointed about is the fact that Samsung has still not brought back the Pro mode for video. We lost that with the One UI update, and Samsung is yet to bring it back. A little bummed out about that. Now instead, the S Pen, it's got some new functionality. For starters, apart from clicking a selfie with it, you can also use it to switch between the front and back cameras or different modes through the cameras. Samsung calls this Air Actions, and there are quite a few. You can use it with the Gallery app or to increase or reduce the volume with the music player. It's a little gimmicky, yes, but Samsung has opened up the SDK, so we might see more apps adopt this in the future, and that could increase the usefulness of Air Actions. What is super useful as of today though is the handwriting recognition, which has been improved drastically. Once you write something, you can simply tap it with your finger and copy that text. Hell, you can even search from your written notes, which is really impressive to say the least. The S Pen feels very responsive. When you pull it out, that half-second delay that you'll know if you are a note user, that's gone. It's all very snappy. That's thanks in large to One UI and that solid hardware Samsung's thrown in underneath. The Note 10 Plus sports the brand new 7nm Exynos 9825 chip. Now this is in some markets like India, other markets get the Snapdragon 855 variant. It's a little weird that the Exynos gets an upgrade from the S10 Plus while the Snapdragon doesn't. But hey, India gets the Exynos chip, so I'm happy. And Samsung says both variants do get better cooling this time around and the storage is UFS 3.0. The performance here, it feels top-notch. Everything felt fluid. One UI with Android Pie is what the Note 10 Plus runs on. Out of the box, the display is at Full HD+. You can crank it up to Quad HD+. Now this is a 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED panel, so it's quite big. Now despite the display size growing by 0.4 inches, the Note 10 Plus is barely wider and taller than its predecessor. In fact, it's almost an entire millimeter slimmer and 5 grams lighter. So Samsung's done a good job with the overall footprint. They've shaved off the bezels from the top and bottom. The earpiece, it's almost invisible, and I initially thought they've gone with a solution similar to what they used for the A80 or what Xiaomi's used with the Mi Mix. But no, there is a earpiece and it's hidden, but the output, it's very loud. We have one less selfie camera this time around, and it's located in that centered punch hole. Now to be honest, I actually like the S10 Plus's implementation more. Because when I watch a video or play a game, it's easier to cover that punch hole that's aligned to the side. This one is bang at the center, and with some apps, it triggers my OCD by not being aligned with the notification bar. Another little con is the fact that this display, it's still 60 Hz. Now we've come to expect the best of the best for Samsung flagships. The fact that even a OnePlus 7 Pro has a 90Hz Quad HD Plus AMOLED panel, but the Note 10 Plus still remains at 60 Hz. Now that is a bit of a disappointment. But that said, this still happens to be one of the best panels out there. It's rich, it's punchy, has HDR10 Plus support, and gets super bright for outdoor use. The phone still is IP68 water and dust resistant, so that shouldn't be a problem. Samsung Pay is present and accounted for. Wireless charging has been up to 15 watts, so that's pretty quick too. Then we have power share or reverse wireless charging. This lets you charge something like the Galaxy Buds or any other Qi compatible device right from the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. So yeah, technically you can charge your iPhone with the Note 10 Plus, so that's there. Now the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner that we saw with the S10 Plus that's also returned works just like it used to. There's Face Unlock, which is quite fast and can get you straight to the home screen without swiping. So build, design, software, cameras, battery, charging, it seems like Samsung has everything covered with the Note 10 Plus. The one area where Samsung seems to be pushing it is with regards to the pricing. Starting at 80,000 rupees, the Note 10 Plus is an expensive AF phone. Samsung's reasoning here, well, it is logical reasoning. Samsung says, hey, the S10 Plus, we are selling that at 70,000, we are offering double the storage here, something Apple generally charges 10,000 rupees for. On top of that, we are also offering 4 extra gigs of RAM, faster charging support, faster wireless charging support, a faster charger in the box, the S Pen, improved audio, a better telephoto camera along with an extra TOF sensor. So that 10K should be worth it. Now that's what Samsung says. And I agree, it is one way of looking at it, but do you agree? What do you think? Do you feel the 80,000 rupee price tag is justified, or do you feel Samsung's pushing it a little too much? Let me know in the comments below. I'll continue testing the Note 10 Plus out and will come out with my take on it pretty soon. Now with that, we get to the end of this not so quick unboxing and hands-on video. Let me know what you think of this more detailed unboxing style. Is this something you'd like to see me continue with, or would you want me to go back to keeping things shorter? Let me know about that too in the comments below. So with that, we get to the end of this video. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about this video. Subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.